Any questions with that organization? So finally, what are my deliverables in the ICS organization? So another kind of philosophical question. I'll give you my opinion, but I'm interested in yours. What do you think, so out of an IEP, an incident action plan, what do you think the two most important bits of information are, or two most important documents are in an incident action plan? Any guesses? Do you guys know what ICS 202 is? You ever heard of that? It's your objectives. So the first one, in my opinion, is your objectives, right? Because the objectives are established by Unified Command. The objectives communicate to us where we're going to go, what's the expectation, what needs to be accomplished, both in a tactical way and a non-tactical way for all of the organization for that operational period. So for those objectives that are tactical in nature, that it involves somebody actually doing something in the field, we have another form called a work assignment, ICS 204. The work assignment is how I communicate to the supervisors, the supervision in the field. These are the tools for you to do your job. These are the people for you to do your job. And this is what your job entails. This is what I need you to accomplish, whether it's putting out boom, XYZ location, or picking up oil in this location, or conduct air monitoring in this location, or for salvage in the salvage branch. It would be, these are all your tools. Now follow the plan that you guys worked hard to develop to salvage the vessel, to do what you need to do to salvage the vessel. And that plan that they developed would be an ancillary plan to the incident action plan. But the 204s tell our people how to do their job, and the 202 tells us what the expectation is from the boss. Everything else in the IEP is in support of that. So it communicates, it's how we talk to each other, how we communicate, when we're going to meet, and how we protect ourselves with the site safety plan, the medical plan, and things like that. So that's an IEP in a nutshell. There's a couple of worksheets that I have to produce in order to get the end result, the 204, the work assignments, during the planning cycle. The first one really documents my decisions. It's not the driver. I'm not a firefighter. I don't know anything about fighting a fire. Would you want me putting your house out if it caught on fire? I'm the wrong guy for the job, right? For that. I'm not the right operations section chief for that. I do know how to clean up an oil spill. I've got the years of experience to do that. So, hey, if you have an oil spill, I'm the guy to call. So if I have to use manuals and crutches like this to figure out exactly what I'm going to do, hey, I'm probably not the right guy for the job. Get somebody more experienced. But what this does help me do, in our day and age, everything is discoverable, and lawyers are going to look at all this information at some point. So it helps me document my decisions, which is a very important thing, because then we have a defensible position after all this is said and done. Hey, these were the objectives, and this is the most prudent course of action to meet those objectives from a tactical perspective. That's what that first form does, the ICS 234. It documents those decisions that you're making. And then the next document is the ICS 215. The 215 is once we've developed those tactics, so I'm going to deploy boom in XYZ location according to the GRP, whatever it is. That's my work assignment. That's the work assignment line. The next lines list all the resources that I have available to me. Who do you think owns that? All the resources. Do you think operations owns the resources? And ICS, no. Operations only gets to play with them. He only gets to use them. He or she gets to use them. The person who technically owns them, who's supposed to know where they're at all the time, is the resources unit leader, an element planning who needs to be married to the hip with the operations section. So they know where all the resources are at, the number of resources, and they can remind me, no, you're using that boat over in this area, or no, we've got 3 boats sitting around waiting to go to work and staging. So when I say I have a work assignment, A needs to be taken care of, and I need XYZ resources, and I need 5 of each. We've got 6 in one place, I've got 4 in the other. We either need to juggle resources around, or if we find shortfalls, it gives us an opportunity now to identify those shortfalls and either rectify that problem, get the resources that we need to be able to meet the objectives for the next operational period tomorrow, or we have to go and explain to Unified Command why we can't meet the objective, and it's because we can't get the resources. Either they're not available, or they're going to get broke down on the way here, so it's not going to be here for another day. So we're going to have to put that tactic on hold for a day, and I guess I'll run along. So that's the ICS 215. My other deliverable in the planning cycle.